Leveling Up Hiccups. Hi, I'm Tamala, your empowerment priestess, and today I'm talking about just really quickly about issues that may be showing up for us in our experience that are examples or reflections for us about our ability to integrate our own up leveling. So, what do I mean? Well, I'll give you an example. My computer, I have an iMac, and when I got it, it had some memory in it, and I just upgraded the memory in it. I went from 8 to 32. So, it was a big jump. It was a big upgrade. And what was interesting was the computer itself didn't like it, couldn't do it. It was beyond its capacity to do that kind of upgrade, apparently. So what I had to do was I had to go back down to 16. And right now at 16, it's working just fine. And so as this process was going on, Spirit was talking to me about, see, this is how it happens in your life. You can do all of this clearing and processing and integrating and up leveling. And sometimes you're going to hit these up level loops that are going to just be too freaking much for you to handle at one time. And you need to kind of back it down and integrate slowly. And so it's interesting because we don't give ourselves permission to do that all the time. When we're up leveling, we think, oh, I'm going to up level. I'm going to get from 0 to 100 right now without stopping, without giving myself a break or permission to rest and relax. I'm just going to go full blast because I want to get there. And that's not always going to help. And that's what these little birds are for, is to remind us that sometimes that's going to exceed our metabolic capacity. And that's something that I talk about with my coaching clients when we're talking about this processing. And so when we exceed our metabolic capacity, it feels like illness, sickness, right? It's more than our body can metabolize at one time. Hi, Marcy. And if that's going on for you, what you can do is in those moments that you're feeling bad, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling toxic, you're feeling stretched too far, either mentally or emotionally or physically, then schedule time to take a rest. Give yourself permission to take it easily and softly and gently. Hi, Shannon. And so give yourself that permission to stay within your metabolic capacity, because otherwise you're going to get sick. You're not going to have the kinds of ease and grace that you want to have with your leveling up, which means that you're not going to be able to incorporate or integrate all of that leveling up that you want to do into your life, into your experience in a way that you're going to use it. Because mentally or emotionally or metabolically, it's going to feel like trauma. It's going to feel like drama. It's going to feel like upset and out of sorts and yuckiness. And so you're not going to want to go there. You're not going to want to go back there when it's the next time you want to level up. So be careful about your metabolic capacity. And also, this affects us too when we're trying to stretch our bandwidth too far. And I talk about this in the manifesting blueprint training, because we each have an elasticity or a bandwidth that we can work within. And this allows us to stretch to where we're going to be, and then catch up, and then stretch, and then catch up so that we don't break. And that's what staying within our bandwidth or our elasticity looks like. My computer, when I added that extra storage, it went from here to here, and it was too much. It was too much too fast. Now, it didn't break, which can happen. It can happen with computers or electronics. It can happen with us. It can happen with our emotions, our thoughts, our bodies, right? We can go too far and break a bone, break a muscle, tear a muscle, right? We can do any of that stuff. But that's not what happened. But it did come back so far, it stretched it out so wide that it slammed back into itself, and it's not usable. It's not useful. And that also happens because then what happens is we stretch, stretch, stretch. We think we're going so far. We're doing really, really great. We're doing excellent. And then wham, we take 2 steps back. And it feels like we've been hit by a dump truck. And sometimes it's because we're getting that backlash of us moving too far, too fast without giving ourselves permission to integrate properly, without giving ourselves the compassion and the grace to take it easy, to let it be comfortable, to let it go at 5 or 10 miles an hour instead of a million miles an hour. And if you're an A type personality like me, I'm a recovering A type. I want to go full force all the time. And I've had to learn that sometimes I just need to step back and integrate. And I've noticed because I'm more aware that when I start getting to those points where I'm getting to my metabolic capacity or I'm getting to my bandwidth, right, as far as I can go, my experience starts showing me areas where we're getting on edge. And what that looks like for me, and it's going to be different for you, but what it looks like for me are issues with relationships, maybe a conversation. And the conversation, like I'm saying one thing and they're hearing something different. Or we're both talking about the same things, but there's some tension or some frustration that's there. And it's like, oh, we're getting a little bit too far out. We're getting out of that ease. We're getting into conflict. So where is the conflict? Is it an integration conflict? Is it because I'm not fully present in this conversation and I'm not fully integrated with what I believe and know? Am I showing up incongruent? Or is this person that I'm talking to showing up incongruent? Or are we incongruent together? Are we pressing each other's bandwidths too far where we're going to cause this dissonance, this chaos, this exceeding capacity where it's going to be problematic? So look around in your experience, in your life, in your day-to-day things and see what feedback are you getting from the universe? Is everything going along great and smooth and wonderful, or are there hiccups? And if they're hiccups, what are those hiccups telling you? What are they suggesting for you to check into? Because they're always going to be there as an awareness, as a foretelling, if you will. It's kind of like, hello, we're showing you this so it doesn't have to be something ugly and upsetting. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to put them in the chat, in the comments. Monday, I'm going to start doing some pulling cards for the week, doing some psychic games and some different things. And I'd love for you to join me in the empowerment party. And you can pop over there and so that you'll have access to it on Monday. I'm really super excited about that. I can't wait. And I hope that you are able to take away something from this short session today where you can kind of check in on your own metabolic capacity and your own bandwidth and give yourself some grace, some ease, some patience, and some time to integrate all the amazing things that you are and that you're doing and that you're changing and that you're shifting because you deserve it. Have a great week. I will talk to you soon. Hopefully, I will see you on Monday. Bye.